Construction BMPs. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate the techniques for installation and maintenance of stormwater best management practices, or BMPs, commonly used in residential lot construction sites. This video will focus on only 3 temporary forms of BMPs. The 3 forms are inlet protection, silt fencing, and construction entrance. Let's start with the construction entrance. Construction entrance. The purpose of a stabilized construction entrance is to minimize the amount of sediment and mud leaving the area that is attached to vehicles. All construction sites must have an appropriately installed entrance. Installing a pad of gravel over a filter cloth wherever traffic leaves a site helps reduce tracking. As a vehicle drives on the pad, the gravel helps remove mud from the wheels. The filter cloth separates the gravel from the soil underneath it, keeping the gravel from becoming embedded within the soil. The fabric also helps reduce the rutting that may occur during wet seasons. Installing fabric first helps in the maintenance of the entrance, as it restricts the soil from permeating through the stone. Maintain BMP stabilization of the entrance until the construction site has reestablished a minimum of 70% vegetated stabilization. Periodically, stone and gravel may need to be added to the entrance. Immediately sweep up any sediment tracked off-site. Inspect your entrance often and after every rain event. If an additional ingress or egress occurs at a site, an appropriate construction entrance must be installed there immediately. Inlet protection. Storm drain inlet protection measures prevent soil and debris from entering storm drains. These measures are usually temporary and are implemented before a site is disturbed. If either the job site operator or inspector deems it necessary during or after construction, inlet protection should be installed until soil is established. Just remember, inlet protection is your last line of defense. If it is not installed and maintained correctly, illicit discharge may occur. There are many types of inlet protection being used today, including cut-back curbs, block and gravel, sandbags, silt sacks, and fabric mats. A commonly used inlet protection is the fabric mat. Make sure the mat covers the entire inlet. Make sure it is clean and free of any sediment or debris. Poke small holes in the mat for all zip ties being used to secure the mat to the structure. After installing the mat with zip ties, ensure it is secure and that a rain event will not shift the mat from its intended location. Please remember, fabric mats should be inspected weekly and after every rain event. If it's laden with sediment, simply remove the mat and either replace the mat or clean it in a designated location. Reinstallation should follow using the procedures mentioned earlier. Silt fence. Silt fence is a temporary BMP consisting of filter fabric stretched across wood stakes and then entrenched into the soil. Silt fencing is designed to contain sediment, trash, and debris while still allowing water to flow through. The fencing is also used for perimeter control and storm inlet protection. When installing silt fence, make sure the silt fence can be entrenched uniformly. If the silt fence is not entrenched properly, washout will most likely occur. Also, take care not to disturb soil on the outside area of a silt fence. If the soil is disturbed, the silt fence will need to be removed and reinstalled to contain all the displaced soil. Do not disturb vegetated areas if at all possible. When installing silt fence, place the posts on the outside of the fence to ensure the fence will not tear away from the stakes. Remember that silt fence must be entrenched. Silt fence posts must be a minimum of 36 inches in length and never more than 10 feet apart. The stake must be in the ground at a minimum of 16 inches at grade. This allows the fence 16 inches of exposure to trap sediment. The silt fence needs to be buried at a minimum of 6 inches. To accomplish this, dig down 6 inches and then drive your post another 10 inches down from that point. The fabric should be taut at the base and turned up at the ends to allow for ponding. Make sure when backfilling to pack the soil along the inside of the fence to help prevent washouts. When connecting separate pieces of silt fence, roll them together to stop breaching and washouts. Inspections of silt fence are just as important as proper installation. Sagging, frayed, torn, or otherwise worn or damaged fabric or posts should be replaced immediately. If there is sediment buildup, make sure to remove it. The guiding principle remains that if sediment is higher than half of the exposed silt fence, the fence may not be able to properly pond water and sediment. The sediment must be removed immediately to prevent the silt fence from breaking. Make certain there is no undercutting from washouts. All disturbed soils should be on the inside of the silt fence. If this changes during construction, resituate the silt fence or add another form of BMP to contain that area. In conclusion, Lafayette is proud to be one of the nation's top-ranked cities. You are a part of the team that makes Lafayette great. Our goal is to partner with you to help you meet all federal, state, and local regulations. Together, we can control construction sediment and protect our waterways and other water resources. These efforts keep Lafayette clean and thriving, sustaining growth and encouraging development.